As a minimalist, buying and shopping things takes a little bit more of a thought process, and I have to think things through and be mindful of how I'm buying stuff, why I'm buying them, why I'm keeping them. And being a Nigerian and one who lives in West Africa, if you know anything about us, you know that minimalism and Africans and West Africans is just like it's an oxymoron of sorts. Like everything about us is big and colorful, and we love life, we love things and parties and color, and I love it. That's what makes us unique. But as a minimalist, I've had to stop buying a few things. I've had to just not indulge. Not because those things are not nice, but they just don't make sense to me and my life and the kind of life that I want to live. So I'm going to share those things that I've stopped buying as a minimalist in this video. First on this list is the very big deal for us over here in West Africa or Africa in general, and that's Asoebi. If you know anything about us and our culture, Asoebi is a very, very big deal. We use the Asoebi for practically everything: weddings, burials, naming ceremonies, you name it. Asoebi is part and parcel of our culture. And I used to work in a company that had lots of women back in the day. I was once a 9 to 5, in case you didn't know, and I was working in a company that had lots of women, a lot of women, hundreds of women. And I remember then being just overwhelmed with the need to buy Asoebi, because every other weekend or every other month, there was a colleague who was getting married. And if you know anything about Asoebi, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. And more often than not, you're just required to buy these things, regardless of whether you're close to the person or not. So I would often find that I'll be kind of pressured into buying Asoebi of people that I'm not particularly close to. Like if it's close friends and family, I don't mind buying Asoebi because it makes it easy for you to, have what to wear to the occasion. You don't have to think about what to wear, and it's just colorful and nice. But if we're not very close, I didn't say you need to buy Asoebi for your wedding or your burial or whatever. And some people kind of abuse this Asoebi culture. They sell the fabric either too expensive, or sometimes you end up buying colors and fabric that you don't even like. Sometimes I myself had many occasions where I won't even sew the cloth because either I can't find a tailor or something just goes wrong. And at the end of the day, I have a bunch of fabric in my house that I've not used or I don't like. Often than not, you find that you just wear that outfit or that fabric once, and it's so expensive and it's such a waste. So I've stopped buying Asoebi. I stopped buying Asoebi like over a decade now. Yeah, over a decade now. Like more often than not, if you invite me to an occasion, I'll find something to wear. I just don't buy Asoebi. It's not for me. I don't see the need for it. I feel like it's kind of wasteful. I might buy one or two here and there, depending on who it is and the importance, and if I like the fabric and I just want to support in that way. There are other ways to support your friends and family that are doing something, but for me, Asoebi is just something I don't buy anymore. Next are wigs. Oh my lord, you guys, in case you've seen my other video, you notice that I'm more of a sleek hair, just carry my hair like that. I'll do braids once in a while, but wigs are just not for me. I used to sell hair back in the day, so I kind of experimented with wigs a bit back in the day, but I just found them so uncomfortable. I'd always get a headache. It just didn't feel and look right for me. I don't know if it's just me, but I just feel like sometimes wigs can look funny on people, and I was one of those people who just kind of looked funny on wigs for some reason. I tried a few styles that I kind of liked and sold at the time, but I just found like they're not for me. And again, they cost a pretty penny. The wigs, good wigs anyway, are not cheap, so I had to stop buying them. There's just no need for me to buy wigs, and this is like a lesson or a point I want to make here. I know wigs are so popular, and this kind of cuts across everything that's kind of in vogue. You don't have to indulge if it's not for you, if it doesn't suit you, or you can't afford it, or you just don't want to spend your money in that area. It's absolutely fine to make do with what you have and not indulge. Wigs are just one of those things that I had to stop buying. There was no point. I had to give my wigs out to my sister and just I think a friend, and I just kind of ended it there. If I need to indulge in extensions in that way, I like sewings, and I'll do that once in a while, but for the most part I think I don't think I've even had a sewing for like over a year or two now. So I just have my hair. I love it this way. I look my best this way. I feel my best this way. And I feel like it just suits me, and I save money not buying wigs. Next are clothes that don't fit my style. You guys, I've had to develop some sort of a personal style over the years, and it kind of helped me narrow down to what I like and what I don't like. So there was no point for me to keep buying clothes that don't fit my style or my color or my cut. And this is very important. If you're someone who just goes out and buys whatever you think look good, or whatever you think you see on Instagram or what your friends and family have, you might end up buying clothes that make no sense to you, or your wardrobe, clothes that you won't need, and you waste money that way, and you just keep your house cluttered for no reason. So narrowing down to a sort of a personal style or something that you like and that suits you helps, because you know you can just avoid buying clothes that don't fit. So I don't buy clothes that don't fit. If it's not my color, you're not going to find me buying yellow chiffon flowy gathered gown. That's not me, that's not my style, and I'll not buy it. I stopped buying clothes that don't fit my style a long time ago. Speaking of clothes, this is very, very common, and people buy clothes or keep clothes that don't fit their body size. I know this is a very complicated issue, because as a woman, sometimes our bodies just change in size. Some days you're bloated, and as you're aging, your body, you're changing, your body size kind of changes or kind of alters a little bit. Some people go bigger, some go smaller. I have gone kind of smaller for some reason. As I'm aging, I don't know what's happening. But yeah, there's no point buying clothes or keeping clothes that don't fit your body. I know some people kind of buy clothes, and in case the clothes are too tight, they might hope to lose some weight and maybe fit into the clothes at some future date. That's one way for you to waste money and keep your space and your wardrobe clogged. And it's advised for you to buy and keep clothes that fit your current body, not the body that you want to have or the body that you had in the past. Dress and buy clothes and keep clothes that fit your current body. Next is makeup. I'm a makeup babe. If you don't know me, like, I used to do makeup videos here on the channel, and I love makeup in real life. I've been doing makeup. I even do makeup professionally at some point. I love makeup. I love the colors. I follow clothes. I love makeup. That's my summary. I love makeup. I love it. But over the years, I kind of narrowed down what I like in terms of my personal look, how I like to do my makeup. And I've noticed that some things are just unnecessary. For example, contour products, some special blush, even eyeshadow. More often than not, when you buy those eyeshadow palettes, you end up not using all those colors. Maybe you use 3, 4, 5, maximum 5, unless you're a professional makeup artist. The average person doesn't need a lot of eyeshadow palettes, eyeshadow colors, and whatnot. So I've had to narrow down and stop buying makeup that I don't need, I don't think I've bought eyeshadow in like 2-3 years now. I have like 1 or 2 palettes that I have from way back. They're probably expired, but if I need to wear them, if I need to wear eyeshadow, I know I can just reach for 1 or 2 colors. I use it for blush, I use it for like my entire face. I use that palette or those palettes for my contour, my highlight, my blush, and everything. I don't need to buy all those products separately. I'm not saying if you love it and you can afford it that you shouldn't buy. It's fun. Makeup is fun, and I love to play and I love to, experiment with stuff. But as a minimalist, I just had to narrow down to know that many of these things that are coming out are either repetitive or they don't suit me, or I don't just need them. So I stopped buying makeup that I don't need. I also stopped buying strip lashes. I used to experiment a lot with strip lashes, and at some point I just found them so inconvenient having to put them on. So once in a while I'll wear lash extensions. I go and get them done at the spa or the salon, and I just have that for a few weeks, and when it falls off, I'll go back using mascara. I feel like I'm happy this way. This system works for me. I don't know if I'll ever go back to wearing or using strip lashes or buying them at least, because more often than not, they just end up, going bad in my stash, and I don't use them. I just find them super inconvenient, so I don't buy strip lashes. Next are subscriptions. You guys, all them Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, DSTV, all of these things, they are fun, and I love TV. I love to watch films and whatnot. But at some point, I just had to narrow down what am I actually watching, which of these platforms suit me and serves me the most. And I found that it was Netflix. So I think I've only ever paid for Netflix. Currently, I don't use my own payments. If you have family or friends that have subscriptions, you can share with them. You don't have to spend money on this. I know it's not like cool to admit, but yeah, you can absolutely share your Netflix account. I think Prime too, you can share all of these things. So there's no point for you to spend your money if you don't need them. And if you're going to spend money on them, I advise that you kind of narrow down which one serves you the best. You can watch all the shows and all the platforms and stream everything. Same with music, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, all of these things. They are great, but I feel I only pay for Spotify. Spotify for me serves me. Between Spotify and my Google account, by the way, if you didn't know, Google has a very good streaming platform for podcasts, Google Podcasts. I use it a lot. So between that and my Spotify, I find that I don't need any other subscription. I don't need to pay for other things. I don't, to be honest, I don't. So just pay for Spotify and I share Netflix, and that's it. And for me, I feel like that serves me. So I stopped paying for subscriptions. Next is excess underwear. You guys, I know it's tempting to go out there and buy 100 pairs of panties and 50 bras and all of these things, but I find that the system that works best for me is to buy a very few, like, number of underwear sets, and then I wear those for a few months and then I throw them out and buy another one. Some people argue that it's better to have a whole lot more so that you don't get to reuse the one you have so much, to avoid wear and tear or to reduce wear and tear. And that works for some people, but for me particularly, I know I prefer to change my underwear every other few months. So there's no point buying so much when I know that I'll just read them out in a few months. That's just a waste of money for me, and I don't have to deal with a lot of stuff using this way. So I buy very few pieces per time, use them to my heart's content, wear them and rewear and reuse, and then when they are worn and done, I throw them out and start all over again. This is the system that works for me. I just don't buy a lot. More often than not, at every given time in my rotation, you find just a few handful in number of bras, handful number of panties, and I keep it moving. That's a system that works for me. I hope this inspires you to go through your life and take stock of the things that you're buying and keeping and what they mean to you, if they add value to you at all, or if you're buying them just for buying sake. Let me know if you enjoyed this video in the comment section. I'll be very happy to hear from you. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe in case you haven't. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.